Okay, let me get to YouTube. And I'm going to pull up. I waited for you guys. I didn't cheat. I didn't look at it. I want to read it for the first time with you guys. Hopefully a lot of you waited. Maybe some of you know. Don't put any spoilers out there because I didn't read it yet. I knew it was out a long time ago. I downloaded it and I said, that's it. I'll just schedule a live and I'll read it then. So that's what I'm going to do now. So I waited. I have no idea because I didn't look and I didn't cheat and I didn't read about it anywhere else. Hi, so let me say hi to everybody and I'm going to pull it up. Hi, Julie W. Hi, Deborah and Couverton. Hi, Margot. Hope you guys had a good day. We had a good day. We had a snow day. Kids were home from school. Doggies played in the snow. I have a little short up that Luke took up, and then we had dinner, and then what did we do? Oh, I did some spinning. The kids talked to me while I was spinning. They like to talk to me about all these things when I'm spinning, so it's good because you have to be able to have a conversation. And then now we're here. Lots of other stuff in between, right? Good stuff. Let's see. Chris Ree, Kevin, Barbelson, Linda. I know I'm missing people. Margot, Nicole, Al, Deb, Farm. Hi, Farm Wife. Okay, let me pull this up because if you haven't seen it, you're probably wanting to see it too. So I'm just going to pull this over. I've been waiting for a long time for this. I was saying, remember what I was saying? How come nobody's like calling out for this? Yeah, well, let's do this. Okay, so Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, County of Monroe, 119 Lambsden Drive, Chestnut Hill Township, Monroe County, a single-family residence with white siding, tan foundation, and dark-colored shutters. An attached garage is located on side B. A small shed with a door and windows is located at the rear of the property, along with all, what does that say? Curtilage of property. Okay, name of owner, occupant, Michael Kohberger, Marianne Kohberger, Bryan C. Kohberger. Violation, criminal homicide. Date of violation, 11/13/2022. Warrant application approved by the district attorney, DA file number, and there's a signature, 12/29/22. Okay, the below affiant being duly sworn before the issuing authority according to law deposes and says that there is probable cause to believe that certain property is evidence of or the fruit of the crime, is contraband, or is unlawfully possessed, or is otherwise subject to seizure, and is located at the particular premises or in the possession of the particular person as described above. Okay, so this warrant shall be served as soon as practicable and be served any time during the day or night, but in no event later than 4:35 p.m. on the 31st of December 2022, New Year's Eve. This warrant shall be returned to Margarita Patty Warrington, PJ. Okay. So let's see here. Approval of search warrant. Contents of search warrant. Specify the time and time of issuance, blah, 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 blah. Those are instructions. Okay. Date of search, Bryan C. Kohberger. Following property was taken, seized. See attached, FBI. Receipt for property, Bryan C. Kohberger. 1 Defiant silver flashlight. 4 medical style gloves. White Arizona Jean Company large t-shirt. Champion WSU Cougars large black sweatshirt. Is that the black sweatshirt that he wore in there? Pair of black and white size 13 Nike shoes. Pair of black Under Armour socks. Under Armour black large shorts, Under Armour black boxers large, 1 buckle swab, nothing follows something, nothing follows MRM or something like that. Okay. Okay, so let's read this. So now, we know this. The person, Bryan C. Kohberger, date of birth 11/21/1994. Blood or other body fluids or materials and items with blood or other body fluids or materials or in or near them. Knives, sheaths, other weapons or instrumentalities or injury or death, and sales receipts or documentation from purchases, acquisition of such items. Documents, records, medications, drugs, or other substances, prescription or otherwise, bottles, labels, syringes, packaging, and other items associated with medications, drugs, or other substances, prescription or otherwise, that could relate to physical or mental states of assailants or victims, or relating to or containing information indicating, suggesting, or otherwise evidencing violence, a physical attack, a fight, or motive hostility for any of the same. Any property belonging to Ethan Chapin, Kaylee Gonsalves, Zaina Kernuttle, Madison Mogen, Bethany Flunky, and Dylan Mortensen. I was looking, something was popping up on the other screen. Documents, records, data compilations related to 1122 King Road, Moscow, Idaho, and or Ethan, and or Kaylee, and or Zaina, and or Madison, and or Bethany, and or Dylan. Clothes to include but not limited to dark shirt or pants, mask, shoes with a diamond patterned sole. DNA footprints, fingerprints, fibers, animal and or human hair or other physical or trace evidence or items bearing these relating to or containing information indicating, suggesting or relating to violence, a fight, or motive hostility for any of the same. 4 samples of Bryan Kohberger's deoxyribonucleic acid DNA by buccal swabs taken from the insides of Kohberger's mouth and or whole blood samples. Alcoholic beverages, other intoxicants, and any containers or receipts for the same. Data compilations relating to or containing information indicating, suggesting, or relating to violence, stabbing, a fight, or motive hostility for any of the same, to include, without limitation, ledgers, papers, lists, books, notes, letters, calendars, diaries, tapes, photographs, videos, and or media, and similar documents or items, computer and communication devices capable of storing electronic data, other electronic storage devices and media, and access to contents of all of the above, all electronic devices including all communication content, including email, SMS, MMS, or app chats. Applications, cloud storage, notes, or voicemail, including attachments, source and destination addresses, time and date, information, connection, logs, images, and other records indicating NDC of use, ownership, okay, blah, 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 okay. GPS location, cellular tower, communications, okay. So all the metadata, all that stuff, all the cellular devices, all the associated wireless devices, we know all that, right? Any receipts or documents that provide who the owner is or who the possessor is or the premises or anything like that. All vehicles in which Kohberger had access to, including but not limited to a white 2015 Hyundai Elantra. And they give the VIN number. Okay, so your affiant is Trooper Justin M. Leary of the Pennsylvania State Police, Stroudsburg Station, Criminal Investigation Unit. Since 2009, I have served as a detective with the Lackawanna County District Attorney's Office, a special agent with the Pennsylvania Office of Attorney General, a task force officer with the Federal Bureau of Investigation, and currently a trooper with the Pennsylvania State Police. Troop N. Vice Unit. Throughout my career, I have conducted hundreds of criminal investigations, including numerous homicide investigations. Your affiant is Trooper Brian V. Knoll of the Pennsylvania State Police, Troop N, Criminal Investigation Assessment Officer. I have been employed with the Pennsylvania State Police since 2008 and assigned as a criminal investigator since 2012. I have been assigned as the Criminal Investigation Assessment Officer since 2019. Throughout my career, I have conducted hundreds of criminal investigations, including numerous homicide investigations. And on Wednesday, December 28th, 2022, the Pennsylvania State Police was requested to assist the Moscow Police Department, Moscow, Idaho, and Federal Bureau of Investigation with a homicide investigation, which occurred on Sunday, November 13th, 2022. As part of this investigation, we reviewed reports and affidavits prepared by the Moscow Police Department establishing probable cause for issuance of search warrants related to this investigation, which are included in the Affidavit of Probable Cause as Exhibit A. Furthermore, investigators began physical surveillance of the property and area 119 Lambsden Drive, Chestnut Hill Township, in the early morning hours of December 27, 2022, observed Bryan Kohberger walking near this residence. Additionally, Kohberger's vehicle was observed entering the Indian Mountain Lakes development, that's the gated community they live in, on December 16, 2022, and the vehicle is still believed to be on premises. And also monitoring Kohberger's cellular phone, which appears to be in the same vicinity of this residence. On Wednesday, December 28th, 2022, while conducting surveillance, investigators observed Kohberger traveling throughout Monroe County and arriving back at his residence on Lambsden Drive. Based upon this, your affiant believed that Kohberger is located inside the residence and in possession of items related to this investigation. Your affiants are requesting a search warrant be issued for the search and seizure of all items listed in the items to be searched, along with forensic processing of all items. Now, the other thing I wanted to mention, they said they began surveillance on Tuesday, December 27th, but yet they observed him on December 16th. So is that when they started their investigation and they requested footage where they saw him on December 16th? Wonder. Okay. Your affiants are requesting a search warrant be issued for the search and seizure of all items listed in the items to be searched, along with the forensic processing of all items. Your affiants are requesting all digital devices seized be forensically examined in a controlled environment at some future date, and until such examinations are complete. Additionally, based upon serious and violent nature of these crimes, including risk of general public safety, your affiants are requesting a nighttime search warrant. See, so because of the risk of the general public safety, because they didn't know what he would do, this is why they went in during the middle of the night here, or if you want to say very early morning. Nighttime search warrant be issued to execute this search warrant at any time, and affidavit of probable cause be sealed. The below information is provided by Corporal Brett Payne, who is duly appointed, qualified, and acting as a peace officer with the County of Lada, State of Idaho. Corporal Payne is employed by Moscow Police Department in the official capacity of corporal and has been trained and qualified peace officer for approximately 4 years. Payne is being assisted by members of Idaho State Police and agents of the FBI. Okay, so this is going to give us the case again, okay? On November 13, 2022, at approximately 4 p.m., Moscow Police Department Sergeant Blaker and I responded to 1122 King Road, Moscow, Idaho, hereafter King Road residents, to assist with scene security and processing of a crime scene associated with 4 homicides. Upon our arrival, the Idaho State Police forensic team was on scene and was preparing to begin processing the scene. MPD Officer Smith, one of the initial responding officers to the incident, advised he would walk me through the scene. Officer Smith and I entered the King Road residence through the bottom floor door of the north side of the building. Officer Smith and I then walked upstairs to the second floor. Officer Smith directed me down the hallway to the west bedroom on the second floor, which I later learned through Zaina's driver's license and other personal belongings found in the room was Zaina Kernoodle's hereafter Kernoodle room. Just before the room, there was a bathroom door on the south wall of the hallway. As I approached the room, I could see a body, later identified as Zaina's, lying on the floor. Zaina was deceased with wounds which appeared to have been caused by an edged weapon. Also in the room was a male, later identified as Ethan Chapin, hereafter Chapin. Chapin was deceased with wounds later determined in the autopsy report provided by the Spokane County Medical Examiner Veena Singh, dated December 15, 2022, to be caused by sharp force injuries. I then followed Officer Smith upstairs to the third floor of the residence. The third floor consisted of 2 bedrooms and 1 bathroom. The bedroom on the west side of the floor was later determined to be Kaylee Gonsalves, hereafter Gonsalves' room. I later learned from review of Officer Nunes' body camera that there was a dog in the room when Moscow police officers initially responded. The dog belonged to Gonsalves and her ex-boyfriend, Jack DeCoeur. Let's see here. I found out from my interview with Jack DeCoeur on November 13, 2022, that he and Gonsalves shared the dog. Officer Smith then pointed out a small bathroom on the east side of the third floor. This bathroom shared a wall with Madison Mogan, hereafter Mogan bedroom, which was situated on the southeast corner of the third floor. As I entered this bedroom, I could see 2 females in the single bed in the room. Both Gonsalves and Mogan were deceased, and they had visible stab wounds. I also later noticed that what appeared to be a tan leather knife sheath lying on the bed next to Mogan's right side when viewed from the door. The sheath was later processed and had KBAR USMC and the United States Marine Corps Eagle Globe and Anchor insignia stamped on the outside of it. The Idaho State Lab later located a single source of male DNA left on the button snap of the knife sheath. As part of the investigation, numerous interviews were conducted by Moscow Police Department officers, Idaho State Police detectives, and FBI agents. 2 of the interviews included Bethany Funke, hereafter Funke, and Dylan Mortensen, hereafter Mortensen. Both Funke and Mortensen were inside the King Road residence at the time of the homicides. Thank you, Jeff, for becoming a Deputy Rambler. Welcome. And were roommates to the victims. Funke's bedroom was located on the east side of the first floor of King Road residence. Based on numerous interviews conducted by MPD officers, ISP detectives, and FBI agents, as well as my review of the evidence, I have learned the following. On the evening of November 12, 2022, Chapin and Kernoodle are seen by Funke at the Sigma Chi house on the University of Idaho campus, 735 Nez Perce Drive, from approximately 9 p.m. on November 12th to 1:45 a.m. on November 13th. Funke also estimated that at approximately 1:45 a.m., Ethan and Zaina returned to the King Road residence, and Bethany also stated that Ethan did not live at the King Road residence but was a guest of Zaina's. Kaylee and Madison were at a local bar, the Corner Club, at 202 North Main Street in Moscow, Idaho. Gonsalves and Mogan can be seen on video footage provided by the Corner Club between 10 p.m. on November 12th and 1:30 a.m. on November 13th, and at approximately 1:30 a.m., Madison and Kaylee can be seen on video at a local food vendor called the Grub Truck at 318 South Main Street in downtown Moscow. The Grub Truck live streams video from their food truck on their streaming platform on the streaming platform Twitch, which is available for public viewing on their website. The video was captured by law enforcement. A private party, Eric Grower, reported that he provided a ride to Gonsalves and Mogan at approximately 1:56 a.m. from downtown Moscow in front of the Grub Truck to the King Road residence. Dylan and Bethany both made statements during interviews that indicated the occupants of King Road residence were home by 2 a.m. and asleep or at least in their rooms by approximately 4 a.m. This is with the exception of Zena, who received a DoorDash order at the residence at approximately 4 a.m. Law enforcement identified the DoorDash delivery driver who reported this information. Dylan stated she originally went to sleep in her bedroom on the southeast side of the second floor. She stated she was awoken at approximately 4 a.m. by what she stated sounded like Kaylee playing with her dog in one of the upstairs bedrooms, which were located on the third floor. A short time later, Dylan said she heard who she thought was Kaylee saying something to the effect of, "There's someone here." A review of records obtained from a forensic download of Zena's phone showed that this could have also been Zena, as her cell phone indicated she was likely awake and using TikTok at approximately 4:12 a.m. Dylan stated she looked out of her bedroom but didn't see anything when she heard the comment about someone being in the house. Dylan stated she opened her door a second time when she heard what she thought was crying coming from Zena's room. And Dylan then said she heard a male voice say something to the effect of, "It's okay, I'm going to help you." At approximately 4:17 a.m., a security camera located at 1112 King Road, a residence immediately to the northwest of 1122 King Road, picked up distorted audio of what sounded like voices or a whimper, followed by a loud thud. A dog can also be heard barking numerous times starting at 4:17 a.m. Security camera is less than 50 feet from the west wall of Kernill's bedroom. Dylan stated that she opened her door for the third time after she heard the crying and saw a figure clad in black clothing and a mask that covered the person's mouth and nose walking towards her. Dylan described the figure as 5'10" or taller, male, not very muscular, but hang on one second, guys. Okay, sorry, guys. So let's see. Mortensen described the figure as 5'10" or taller, male, not very muscular, but athletically built with bushy eyebrows. The male walked past Dylan as she stood in a frozen shock phase. The male walked towards the back sliding glass door. Dylan locked herself in the room after seeing the male. Dylan did not state that she recognized the male. This leads investigators to believe that the murderer left the scene. The combination of Dylan's statements to law enforcement, reviews of forensic downloads of records from Bethany and Dylan's phone, and video of a suspect video as described below leads investigators to believe the homicides occurred between 4 a.m. and 4:25 a.m. During the processing of the crime scene, investigators found a latent shoe print. This was located during the second processing of the crime scene by ISP forensic team by first using a presumptive blood test and then aminoblack, a protein stain that detects the presence of cellular material. The detected shoe print showed a diamond-shaped pattern similar to the pattern of a Vans-type shoe sole just outside the door of Dylan's bedroom, located on the second floor. This is consistent with Dylan's statement regarding the suspect's path of travel. As part of the investigation, an extensive search, commonly referred to in law enforcement as a video canvass, was conducted in the area of King Road residence. This video canvass was to obtain any footage from the early morning hours of November 13th, 2022, in the area of King Road residence and surrounding neighborhoods in an effort to locate the suspect or suspect's vehicle traveling to or leaving from the King Road residence. This video canvass resulted in the collection of numerous surveillance videos in the area from both residential and business addresses. I have reviewed numerous videos that were collected and have had conversations with the other MPD officers, ISP detectives, and FBI agents that are similarly reviewing footage that was obtained. A review of camera footage indicated that a white sedan, hereafter suspect vehicle 1, was observed traveling westbound in the 700 block of Indian Hills Drive in Moscow at approximately 3:26 a.m. and westbound on Steiner Avenue at Idaho State Highway 95 in Moscow at approximately 3:28 a.m. On this video, it appeared suspect vehicle 1 was not displaying a front license plate. A review of footage from multiple videos obtained from the King Road neighborhood showed multiple sightings of suspect vehicle 1 starting at 3:29 a.m. and ending at 4:20 a.m. And these sightings show suspect vehicle 1 makes an initial 3 passes by the 1122 King Road residence and then leaves via Walshe Drive. Based off my experience as a patrol officer, this is a residential neighborhood with a very limited number of vehicles that travel in the area during the early morning hours. Upon review of the video, there are only a few cars that enter and exit the area during this time frame. Suspect vehicle 1 can be seen entering the area a 4th time at approximately 4:04 a.m. It can be seen driving eastbound on King Road, stopping and turning around in front of 500 Queen Road, number 52. Then driving back westbound on King Road. When suspect vehicle 1 is in front of the King Road residence, it appeared to unsuccessfully attempt to park or turn around in the road. The vehicle then continued to the intersection of Queen Road and King Road, where it can be seen completing a 3-point turn and then driving eastbound again down Queen Road. Suspect vehicle 1 is next seen departing the area of the King Road residence at approximately 4:20 a.m. at a high rate of speed. Suspect vehicle 1 is next observed traveling southbound on Walshe Drive. Based on my knowledge of the area and review of camera footage in the neighborhood that does not show suspect vehicle 1 during the time frame, I believe that suspect vehicle 1 likely exited the neighborhood at Palouse River Drive and Conestoga Drive. Palouse River Drive is at the southern edge of Moscow and it proceeds into Whitman County, Washington. Eventually, the road leads to Pullman, Washington. Pullman, Washington is approximately 10 miles from Moscow, Idaho. Both Pullman and Moscow are small college towns and people commonly travel back and forth between them. Law enforcement officers provided video footage of suspect vehicle 1 to forensic examiners with the Federal Bureau of Investigation that regularly utilize surveillance footage to identify the year, make, and model of the unknown vehicle that is observed by one or more cameras during the commission of a criminal offense. The forensic examiner has approximately 35 years law enforcement experience with 12 years at the FBI. His specific training includes identifying unique characteristics of vehicles, and he uses a database that gives visual cues of vehicles across states to identify differences between vehicles. After reviewing the numerous observances of suspect vehicle 1, the forensic examiner initially believed that suspect vehicle 1 was a 2011 to 2013 Hyundai Elantra. Upon further review, they indicated it could also be a 2011 to 2016 Hyundai Elantra. As a result, investigators have been reviewing information on persons in possession of a vehicle that is 2011 to 2016 white Hyundai Elantra. Investigators were given access to video footage on the Washington State University campus located in Pullman, Washington. A review of that video indicated that at approximately 2:44 a.m. on November 13, 2022, a white sedan, which was consistent with the description of the white Elantra, known as suspect vehicle 1, was observed on WSU surveillance cameras traveling north on Southeast Nevada Street at Northeast Stadium Way. At approximately 2:53 a.m., a white sedan, which is consistent with the description of the white Elantra, known as suspect vehicle 1, was observed traveling southeast on Nevada Street in Pullman, Washington, towards State Route 270. State Route 270 connects Pullman, Washington to Moscow, Idaho. This camera footage from Pullman, Washington was provided to the same FBI forensic examiner. The forensic examiner identified the vehicle observed in Pullman, Washington as being a 2014 to 2016 Hyundai Elantra. At approximately 5:25 a.m., a white sedan, which was consistent with the description of suspect vehicle 1, was observed on 5 cameras in Pullman, Washington, and on WSU campus cameras. The first camera that recorded the white sedan was located at 1300 Johnson Road in Pullman. The white sedan was observed traveling northbound on Johnson Road. Johnson Road leads directly back to West Palouse Drive in Moscow, which intersects with Conestoga Drive. The white sedan was then observed turning north on Bishop Boulevard and northwest on State Route 270 at approximately 5:27 a.m. The white Elantra was observed on cameras traveling northbound on Stadium Way at Nevada Street, Stadium Way at Grimes Way, Stadium Way at Wilson Road, and Stadium Way at Cougar Way. Depiction showing Moscow and Pullman. Depiction showing white Elantra's path of travel. Not too good. On November 25th, 2022, MPD asked law enforcement agents to be on the lookout for white Hyundai Elantras in the area. On November 29th, 2022, at approximately 12:28 a.m., Washington State University Police Officer Daniel Tiengo queried white Elantras registered at WSU. As a result of that query, he located a 2015 white Elantra with a Pennsylvania license plate LFZ 8649. This vehicle was registered to Bryan Kohberger, hereafter Kohberger, residing at 1630 Northeast Valley Road, apartment 201, Pullman, Washington. 1630 Northeast Valley Road is approximately 3/4 of a mile from the intersection of Stadium Way and Cougar Way, the last camera location that picked up the white Elantra. That same day at approximately 12:58 a.m., WSU officer Curtis Whitman was looking for a white Hyundai Elantra and located a 2015 white Hyundai Elantra at 1630 Northeast Valley Road in Pullman in the parking lot. 1630 Northeast Valley Road is an apartment complex that houses WSU students. Officer Whitman also ran the car and it returned to Kohberger with a Washington tag. I reviewed Kohberger's Washington State driver's license information and photograph. The license indicates that Kohberger is a white male with a height of 6 feet and weighs 185. Additionally, the photograph of Kohberger shows he has bushy eyebrows. Kohberger's physical description is consistent with the description of the male Dylan saw inside King Road residence on November 13th. Okay, I'm just going to drink here. Further investigation including a review of the Idaho County Sheriff's Deputy Corporal Duke's body cam and report showed that on August 21st, 2022, Bryan Kohberger was detained as part of a traffic stop that occurred in Moscow, Idaho by Corporal Duke. At the time, Kohberger was the sole occupant and was driving a white 2015 Hyundai Elantra with Pennsylvania plate LFC 8649, which was set to expire November 30th, 2022. During the stop, which was recorded via a law enforcement body camera, Kohberger provided his phone number at 509-592-8458, hereafter the 8458 phone, as his cellular telephone number. Investigators conducted electronic database queries and learned that the 8458 phone is a number issued by AT&T. On October 14, 2022, Bryan Kohberger was detained as part of a traffic stop by a WSU officer. Upon review of that body cam and report of the stop, Kohberger was the sole occupant and was driving a 2015 white Hyundai Elantra with Pennsylvania plate LFC 8649. On November 18, 2022, According to the Washington state licensing, Kohberger registered the 2015 white Elantra with Washington and later received Washington plate CFB 8708. Prior to this time, the 2015 white Elantra was registered in Pennsylvania, which does not require a front license plate to be displayed. This was learned through communications with Pennsylvania officer who is currently certified in the state of Pennsylvania. Based on my own experience in communication with Washington law enforcement, I know that Idaho and Washington require front and back license plates to be displayed. Investigators believe that Kohberger is still driving the 2015 white Elantra because his vehicle was captured on December 13th by a license plate reader in Loma, Colorado. Information provided by a query to the database. Kohberger's Elantra was then queried on December 15th by law enforcement in Hancock County, Indiana. On December 16th, at approximately 2:26 p.m., surveillance video showed Kohberger's Elantra in Albertsville, Pennsylvania. Yep, it was that. Okay. The sole occupant of the vehicle was a white male whose description was consistent with Kohberger. Kohberger has family in Albertsville, Pennsylvania, and that was learned through a TLO search and local tool database query. Based on information provided on the WSU website, Kohberger is currently a PhD student in criminology at Washington State University, pursuant to records provided by a member of the interview panel for Pullman Police Department. We learned that Kohberger's past education included undergraduate degrees in psychology and cloud-based forensics. These records also showed Kohberger wrote an essay which he applied for an internship with the Pullman Police Department in the fall of 2022. Kohberger wrote in his essay that he had interest in assisting rural law enforcement agencies with how to better collect and analyze technological data in public safety operations. Kohberger also posted a Reddit survey which can be found by an open source internet search. The survey asked for participants to provide information to understand how emotions and psychological traits influence decision-making when committing a crime. As part of this investigation, law enforcement obtained search warrants to determine cellular devices that utilize cell towers in close proximity to the King Road residence on November 13, 2022. Between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m. After determining that Kohberger was associated to both the 2015 white Elantra and the 8458 phone, investigators reviewed the search warrant returns. A query of the 8458 phone in these returns did not show the 8458 phone utilizing cell tower resources in close proximity to the King Road residence between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m. Based on my training, experience, and conversations with law enforcement officers that specialize in the utilization of cellular telephone records as part of investigations, individuals can either leave their cellular telephone at a different location before committing a crime or turn their cellular telephone off, prior to going to a location to commit a crime. This is done by suspects in an effort to avoid alerting law enforcement that a cellular device associated with them was in a particular area where a crime is committed. And that's what we just heard about Letitia Stout doing, and we're going to cover Letitia Stout later on tonight, along with the Murdaugh trial, so stay with us. I also know that on numerous occasions, subjects will surveil an area where they intend to commit a crime prior to the date of that crime. Depending on the circumstances, this could be done a few days or for several months prior to the commission of a crime. During these types of surveillance, it is possible that an individual would not leave their cellular telephone at a separate location or turn it off since they do not plan to commit the offense on that particular day. On December 23, 2022, I applied for and was granted a search warrant for historical phone records between November 12, 2022 at 12 a.m. and November 14th at 12 a.m. for the 8458 phone held by the phone provider AT&T, approximately 24 hours preceding and following the times of the homicides. On December 23, 2022, pursuant to the search warrant, I received the records for 8458 phone from AT&T, and the records indicated that the 8458 phone is subscribed to Bryan Kohberger at an address in Albertsville, Pennsylvania, and the account has been open since June 23, 2022. These records also indicated historical cell site location information, CSLI, for the 8458 phone. After receiving this information, I consulted with the FBI special agent that is certified as a member of the Cellular Analysis Survey Team, CAST. Members of CAST are certified with the FBI to provide expert testimony in the field of historical CSLI and are required to pass extensive training that includes both writing and practical examinations prior to be certified with CAST, as well as the completion of yearly certification requirements. Additionally, the FBI CAST SA that I consulted with has over 15 years of federal law enforcement experience, which includes 6 years with the FBI. From information provided by CAST, I was able to determine estimated locations for the 8458 phone from November 12th, 2022 to November 13th, 2022, the time period authorized by the court. On November 13th, 2022, at approximately 2:42 a.m., the 8458 phone was utilizing cellular resources that provided coverage to 1630 Northeast Valley Road, apartment G201, Pullman, Washington, hereafter the Kohberger residence. At approximately 2:47 a.m., the 8458 phone utilized cellular resources that provided coverage southeast of the Kohberger residence, consistent with the 8458 phone leaving the Kohberger residence and traveling south through Pullman, Washington. This is consistent with the movement of the white Elantra. At approximately 2:47 a.m., the 8458 phone stops reporting to the network, which is consistent with either the phone being in an area without cellular coverage, the connection to the network is disabled, such as putting the phone in airplane mode, or that the phone is turned off. The 8458 phone does not report to this network again until approximately 4:48 a.m., at which time the cellular resources that provided coverage to Idaho State Highway 95 south of Moscow, Idaho, near Blaine, Idaho, town north of Genesee, between 4:50 a.m. and 5:26 a.m. The phone utilizes cellular resources that are consistent with the 8458 phone, traveling south on Idaho State Highway 95 to Genesee, Idaho, and then traveling west towards Uniontown, Idaho, and then back north into Pullman, Washington at approximately 5:30 a.m. The 8458 phone is utilizing resources that provide coverage to Pullman, Washington, and consistent with the phone traveling back to the Kohberger residence. The 8458 phone's movements are consistent with the movements of the white Elantra that is observed traveling north on Stadium Drive at approximately 5:27 a.m. Based on a review of the 8458 phone's estimated locations and travel, the 8458 phone's travel is consistent with that of the white Elantra. Further review indicated that the 8458 phone utilized cellular resources on November 13, 2022, that are consistent with the 8458 phone leaving the area of the Kohberger residence at approximately 9 a.m. and traveling to Moscow, Idaho. Specifically, the 8458 phone utilized cellular resources that would provide coverage to the King Road residence between 9:12 a.m. and 9:21 a.m. The 8458 phone next utilized cellular resources that are consistent with the 8458 phone traveling back to the area of the Kohberger residence and arriving to the area at approximately 9:32 a.m. Below is a depiction, not to scale, of the possible route taken based off of the cellular site locations. Investigators found that the 8458 phone did connect to a cell phone tower that provides service to Moscow on November 14, 2022, but investigators do not believe the 8458 phone was in Moscow on that date. The 8458 phone has not connected to any towers that provide service to Moscow since that date. Based on my training experience and the facts of the investigation thus far, I believe that Kohberger, the user of the 8458 phone, was likely the driver of the white Elantra that is observed departing Pullman, Washington, and that this vehicle is likely suspect vehicle 1. Additionally, the route of travel of the 8458 phone during the early morning hours of November 13, 2022, and the lack of the 8458 phone reporting to AT&T between 2:47 a.m. and 4:48 a.m. is consistent with the Kohberger attempting to conceal his location during the quadruple homicide that occurred at the King Road residence. On December 23, 2022, I was granted a search warrant for Kohberger's historical CSLI from June 23, 2022 to current prospective location information and a pen, register, trap, and trace on the 8458 phone to aid in efforts to determine if Kohberger stalked any of the victims in the case prior to the offense. Conducted surveillance on the King Road residence, was in contact with any of the victims' associates before or after the alleged offenses. Any locations that may contain evidence of the murders that occurred on November 13, 2022, the location of the white Elantra registered to Kohberger, as well as the location of Kohberger. On December 23, 2022, pursuant to that search warrant, I received historical records for the 8458 phone from AT&T from the time the account was open in June 2022. After consulting with CAST SA, I was able to determine estimated locations for 8458 phone from June 2022 to the present, the time period authorized by the court. The records for the 8458 phone show that the 8458 phone utilized cellular resources that provided coverage to the area of 1122 King Road on at least 12 occasions prior to November 13, 2022. All of these occasions, except for one, occurred in the late evening and early morning hours of their respective days. One of these occasions, on August 21st, 2022, the 8458 phone utilized cellular resources providing coverage to King Road residents from approximately 10:34 to 11:35 p.m. At approximately 11:37 p.m., Kohberger was stopped by Latah County Sheriff's Deputy Corporal Duke, as mentioned above, and the 8458 phone was utilizing cellular resources consistent with the location of the traffic stop during this time. Farm Road and Pullman Highway. Further analysis of cellular data provided showed the 8458 phone utilized tower resources on November 13th, consistent with the phone traveling from Pullman, Washington to Lewiston, Idaho via U.S. Highway 195. At approximately 12:36 p.m., the 8458 phone utilized cellular resources that would provide coverage to Kate's Cup of Joe coffee stand, located at 810 Port Drive, Clarkston, Washington. Surveillance footage from the U.S. Shep store located at 820 Port Drive, Clarkston, Washington, and adjacent to the Kate's Cup of Joe showed a white Elantra, consistent with suspect vehicle 1, drive past Kate's Cup of Joe at a time consistent with the cellular data from the 8548 phone. See, they put the wrong number there. It's 8458. They messed that up. At approximately 12:46 p.m., the 8458 phone then utilized cellular data in the area of Albertson's grocery store at 400 Bridge Street in Clarkston, Washington. Surveillance footage obtained from Albertson showed Kohberger exit the white Elantra, consistent with suspect vehicle 1, at approximately 12:49 p.m. Interior surveillance cameras showed Kohberger walking through the store, purchasing unknown items at the checkout, and leave at approximately 1:04 p.m. Kohberger's possible path of travel is depicted below, not to scale. Additional analysis of records for the 8458 phone indicated that between approximately 5:32 and 5:36 p.m., the 8458 phone utilized cellular resources that provided coverage to Johnson, Idaho. The 8458 phone then stops reporting to the network for approximately 5:36 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. That is consistent with the 8458 phone being the area that the 8458 the 8458 phone traveled in the hours immediately following the suspected time the homicides occurred. Based off of the information above, I am seeking a search warrant for Kohberger's person and his parents' residence located at 119 Lambsden Drive, Albertsville, Pennsylvania, 18210. 119 Lambsden Drive, Albertsville, Pennsylvania, is a single-family, two-story residence, white in color. There is a two-car garage located on the west side of the residence. This is the location Kohberger is currently believed to be at, based off of cell phone data received in previous warrants. Based off the information gathered during this investigation, it is believed that Kohberger's mother, Mary Ann Kohberger, father, Michael Kohberger, and sister, Amanda Kohberger, currently reside in the residence. In addition, I am seeking a warrant for all outbuildings and sheds located on their property. It is also believed Kohberger's white Elantra, suspect vehicle 1, is stored in the two-car garage on the west side of the residence. Based off the above facts, I am requesting a search warrant for Kohberger's white 2015 Hyundai Elantra, bearing VIN number blah 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 blah, for whenever it is found. The Hyundai Elantra is registered solely to Kohberger. Based on my experience and the experience of investigators trained in forensic technology, I provide the following. Many electronic devices, particularly newer mobile devices or laptops, offer their users the ability to unlock the device through biometric features in lieu of a numeric or alphanumeric password or passcode. These biometric features include fingerprint scanners, facial recognition features, and iris recognition features. Some devices offer a combination of these biometric features, and the user of such devices can select which features they would like to utilize. If a device is equipped with a fingerprint scanner, a user may enable the ability to unlock the device through his or her fingerprints. For example, Apple offered a feature called Touch ID, which allows a user to register up to 5 fingerprints that can unlock a device. Once a fingerprint is registered, a user can unlock the device by pressing the relevant finger to the device's Touch ID sensor, which is found in the round button, often referred to as the home button, located at the bottom center of the front device. The fingerprint sensors found on the devices produced by other manufacturers have different names but operate similarly to the Touch ID. If a device is equipped with facial recognition feature, a user may enable the ability to unlock the device through his or her face. For example, the feature is available on certain Android devices and is called Trusted Face. During the Trusted Face recognition process, the user holds the device in front of his or her face. The device's front-facing camera then analyzes and records data based on the user's facial characteristics. The device can then be unlocked if the front-facing camera detects a face with characteristics that match those of the registered face. Facial recognition features found on devices produced by other manufacturers have different names but operate similarly to Trusted Face. If a device is equipped with an iris recognition feature, a user may enable the ability to unlock the device with his or her irises. For example, on certain Microsoft devices, this feature is called Windows Hello. During the Windows Hello registration, a user registers his or her irises by holding the device in front of his or her face. The device then directs an infrared light towards the user's face and activates an infrared sensitive camera to record data based on patterns within the user's irises. The device can then be unlocked if the infrared sensitive camera detects the registered irises. Iris recognition features found on devices produced by other manufacturers have different names but operate similarly to Windows Hello. Users of electronic devices often enable the aforementioned biometric features because they're considered to be a more convenient way to unlock a device than by entering a numeric or alphanumeric password or passcode. Moreover, in some instances, biometric features are considered to be a more secure way to protect a device's contents. This is particularly true when the users of a device are engaged in criminal activities and thus have a heightened concern about securing the contents of a device. As discussed in this affidavit, based on my training and experience, I believe that one or more digital devices will be found during the search. The passcode or password that would unlock the device or devices subject to search under this warrant is not known to law enforcement. Thus, law enforcement personnel may not otherwise be able to access the data contained within the device, making the use of biometric features necessary to the execution of the search authorized by this warrant. I also know from my training and experience, as well as from information found in publicly available materials, including those published by device manufacturers, that biometric features will not unlock a device in some circumstances, even if such features are enabled. This can occur when a device has been restarted inactive or has not been unlocked for a certain period of time. For example, Apple devices cannot be unlocked by using Touch ID when 1, more than 48 hours has elapsed since the device was last unlocked, or 2, when the device has not been unlocked using a fingerprint for 8 hours, and the passcode or password has not been entered in the last 6 days. Similarly, certain Android devices cannot be unlocked with Trusted Face if the device has remained inactive for 4 hours. Biometric features from other brands carry similar restrictions. Thus, in the event law enforcement personnel encountered a locked device equipped with biometric features, the opportunity to unlock the device through the biometric feature may exist for only a short time. In my training and experience, the person who is in possession of a device or has the device among his or her belongings at the time of the device is found is likely a user of the device. However, in my training and experience, the person may not be the only user of the device, whose physical characteristics are among those that will unlock the device via biometric features. And it is also possible that the person in whose possession the device is found is not actually a user of that device at all. Furthermore, in my training and experience, I know that in some cases it may not be possible to know with certainty who is the user of a given device, such as if the device is found in a common area of a premises without any identifying information on the exterior of the device. Thus, it will likely be necessary for law enforcement to have the ability to require any individual who is found in the subject's premises and reasonably believed by law enforcement to be a user of the device to unlock the device using biometric features in the same manner as described above. Due to the foregoing, if law enforcement personnel encounter a device that is subject to seizure pursuant to this warrant and may be unlocked using one of the aforementioned biometric features, the warrant I am applying for would permit law enforcement personnel to press or swipe the finger, including thumbs, of any individual who is found at the subject premises and reasonably believed by law enforcement to be a user of the device, to the fingerprint scanner of the device found at the premises, hold the device found at the premises in front of the face of the same individuals, and activate the facial recognition feature, and or hold the device found at the premises in front of the face of those same individuals and activate the iris recognition feature for the purpose of attempting to unlock the device in order to search the contents as authorized by this warrant. Okay, so all of that. Okay, so they wanted to be able to swipe his finger, the finger of his parents or his sister on any of the devices, use their facial recognition software if they found any phone which may have been used, or computer or laptop or whatever, to get into it. And all of that, and I am very confused that I don't see that they seized a lot of computer equipment. Now, I'm very confused with that. Very confused. Receipt for property. This is crazy. It doesn't... I don't know. Something's really... This is all they got? A flashlight? 4 gloves, medical style gloves, and black clothing, and the buccal swabs. That's all they got. Wow. No laptops, no desktops, no tablets, no phones. Very strange. Really, really strange there. Let me see. Let me check something else out here. Yeah. That was disappointing. Both of those search warrants were very disappointing. The one for his apartment and the one for the house. But they don't mention his car. Look how he spells his, signs his name. Nothing follows MRM. Well, that's a letdown, isn't it? Hi, Ann Rose. Welcome to Deputy Rambler. Isn't that a letdown? That's a letdown for me there. Yeah. I sure hope he didn't clean his car as well. Oh, there's Alley Cattails. It was so long after. And aren't they releasing more tomorrow? About the car? Maybe. They should. The car. It's, what else is there? I doubt he's going to keep computers in his car. I mean, you're about to head into Target. Oh, you're a couple of hours. Hi, little lady. I don't know. Let me see if there's anything else over here. Hold on. I guess Kaylee's sister had a baby. £6, 6 ounces, huh? Kaylee's new baby niece has been born. Theodora Maddie K. Okay, let's see what they're saying here. Okay, so just looking what they've got here. Okay, so they didn't put hold on one second. People are going crazy, and they're saying that this is what was found on him when he was arrested. But that's not what it says. It says the items listed as seized in the search are as follows. 1 Defiant silver flashlight, 4 medical style gloves, white Arizona jean company large t-shirt, Champion WSU Cougars large black sweatshirt, pair of black and white size 13 Nike shoes, 1 pair of black Under Armour socks, 1 pair of black large shorts, Under Armour black boxers, and 1 buccal swab. Of course, the buccal swab was done to him to get his DNA. It was administered to him. Just don't understand how they don't have any of the I don't know. Something seems fishy. Dictionary defines this. Okay. Yeah, that's what they're saying. Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Carolyn, I was reading, but it could be misinformation, in the NBC News that they seized from his apartment, I believe, a computer tower.
Yeah, that's from the
correct?
apartment in Washington, but that's
Yeah.
Washington.
All right. Okay, I understand now.
Yeah, this is Pennsylvania, which I thought was going to have a laptop or something. I'm surprised that there's, I mean, their house has to have at least some type of computers. They know they were coming. I don't know. It's so weird that they don't have anything like that listed.
Yeah. I think I was just a little confused about the computer tower.
Yeah, that's from Washington.
Where that, right. Okay, I understand now.
Yeah, I don't know. That's very crazy. Let's see what the chat thinks here. Is this the chat? Oh, I'm in top chat, not live chat. Thank you being a Sergeant Rambler for 4 months. Janae. And Rose, you're good, thanks. Some Dickies shoes have a diamond pattern. Yeah, and there was a Dickies receipt, right? But that was... What do you guys think? Why can't I see the... This isn't where I was before. Why is this so... Well, I'm not in the right thing. Okay. Hi, LMNW. Oh, you got your green back. Yay! Okay.
Yeah, you would think they would seize every bit of any device of any sort.
Yeah, I don't
everywhere,
understand how
wouldn't
they...
you?
Yeah, I don't... Hey, thank you, Janae. Thank you for the super chat. What do you guys think? In the chat, they must have... Well, they have a computer tower from Washington, but didn't he have a laptop or something, a tablet besides his phone? Come on, I don't believe it. I don't believe there wasn't a computer or laptop in his parents' house. Oh, you got it gifted to you, LMW? Good for you. I think it was Kevin.
Yeah, because I think Kevin was just the other night gifted some
Yeah,
memberships.
last night.
Very
Yeah, and I've
nice.
got to go
Yeah.
in and take care of that other stuff.
Did they get a computer or laptop from his office?
No, they didn't get anything from the office. They got a tower from his apartment. Okay, so let's see. I don't know. So it's very, very weird. But we're going to go on again at, what time is it now? It's 10. Thinking of coming back at 11:30 to do Murdaugh, and then go into Letitia. I was actually, before this came out, was trying to get Letitia's part from last night in its own video, and then this came out. So I think what I'm going to do is probably end this live and then come back at 11:30 to go over the prosecution rested today. Tomorrow morning they're going to go to Moselle for their little field trip, the jurors. And then I think they're going to come back and start their closing arguments. So, or jury instructions, one or the other, something like that. That it's going to come to an end this week. So we'll discuss that, and then maybe some more on Letitia with some true crime headlines. But I have to call my daughter because she's going to Iceland. She's tomorrow. So I'm going to get off and call her. And then we'll be back later on tonight. But thanks for watching, and we'll see you later, okay? God bless. Take care. First of all, I need them. Let me figure out this is not the right one. I've got to get... Here we go. And this stream. And this stream.